Never mind what they say, keep your mind on the cake, that's right, just grind. But money doesn't wait for you, someone else will take it, that's why we grind. The reason why we make it is spin it and replace it, so we grind. Work hard every day, trials and tribulations, but still grind.
I was heavier, I had a lot of weight I wanted to lose, and I decided, hey, I can only do 10 push-ups a day. You know what my friend told me? Don't bother. Welcome back to another episode of Kev in the Kitchen. I'm your host, Kevin Abdulrahman, the man inspiring millions. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure you follow me on any of your favorite social media platforms. Let's go into today's Food for Thought. Wanting to lose weight? Are you thinking about executing a business strategy? Perhaps you want to get better at public speaking. Maybe you want to become a great choreographer. Whatever your goals and dreams, many and perhaps some of the people that are closest to you will tell you this:
don't bother.
And when something like that is said to us, especially by people who are the closest to us, it hurts. I was heavy to the tune of an extra 20 kgs. I wanted to lose weight, but I didn't know where or how to get started. I would read up on exercise plans, nutrition plans, this, that, this theory, that theory, and it was all overwhelming. Where do I start? What do I do? I want to lose weight, I want to look fit, I want to look good. And here I was, an extra 20 kgs, far from being fit. So I decided, hey, I'm going to do what I can do. And at that point in time, it was 10 push-ups. Barely. But that's what I could do. So I started doing it, 10 push-ups a day. I remember this like it was yesterday. I was socializing with a friend, and suddenly while he was getting a drink, I decided, hey, it's time for me to do my 10 push-ups for the day. And so I get down, I do my 10 push-ups. By the 10th one, like I said, I was barely doing 10 push-ups. By the 10th one, I get up. My friend turns around and goes, what are you doing? I'm like, hey man, I'm trying to lose weight. And he goes, well, what did you just do? I'm doing 10 push-ups a day. And he goes,
don't bother.
Now I'll be honest with you, that was very disheartening. It hurt. And dare I say it, I can't remember, but perhaps I felt like, maybe he's right. Maybe these 10 push-ups, it's a waste of time. Maybe I shouldn't do it. I'm really overweight, and is 10 push-ups really gonna get me to the place where I want to go? And I want to be fit, I want to look good, I want to be muscly. 10 push-ups? I started questioning myself. But you know what? Something in me just said, forget about it. I'm just gonna do what I can do. When I decided to write books, I started from a very weak position. I wanted to write books, but if you had seen my writing at that point, I'm pretty sure that much rather than seeing my writing, you would have just enjoyed staring at a blank piece of paper. That's how bad my writing was. And when I told my friends that I'm gonna write, that hopefully one day I'm gonna write articles and it's gonna get published in magazines and on websites and I'm gonna have my own books, the response was, yeah, don't bother. And that hurt. I'm not gonna lie, that hurt. But I shrugged it off. There was only so much I could do. And at that point, it was a scribble here, a scribble there, writing on my phone, taking notes down wherever I could. If I'm sitting at a cafe, I'll write on a napkin. But I just decided I'm not gonna listen to anyone. I'm just gonna do what I can do. And at that point, it was just to write a little bit every day. I wanted to become a keynote speaker. And so the natural progression would be to start to speak. But then I realized I'm not very good at this speaking thing. In fact, I couldn't speak to save my life. But I had to begin somewhere. And so I did. I started speaking. Initially, to myself. I would speak in front of the mirror, I'd go for walks and talk to myself. In fact, I had a few friends who would see me in my suburb and they'd be like, hey, we saw you walking the other day and you looked like a madman. I'm like, why is that? They're like, you were talking to yourself. I'm like, I know, I'm gonna be a public speaker.
Yeah, don't bother.
Why speaking? Why don't you just get a job? Do something that you're good at. Make money, become a CEO, have the house, the car, the wife, the dream, I don't know. Just do something you're good at. Why do you want to speak? Don't bother. That's what they said. And by now, yes, you know this because perhaps you felt it. It hurts when people, those closest to you, tell you, don't bother. But what can you do? I shrugged it off and I did what I could do, which was to speak to myself initially. I'd continue on my walks and I'd speak to myself. I'd stand by the mirror, I'd speak to myself. I'd look at a camera, I'd speak to myself. I'd speak to myself while I was lying in bed. That's all I could do. That's all I was going to do. And so I decided I'll do what I can do. I'll speak every day. Dancing. Dancing. I literally had 2 left feet. The teachers had to tell me, Kev, this is your left foot, this is your right foot. The thing you're listening to is music. It has a beat. You're supposed to dance on the beat. Not the beat that's in your head, the beat of the music. That's how bad things were. But I wanted to dance, and I wanted to dance well. So I took class after class. And my friends who had initially taken up some classes were no longer taking any more classes. They were just dancing. And they were like, Kev, where are you? I'm like, I'm taking classes, man. They're like, don't bother. But now you know me and you know that I don't listen. And so I just continued on taking classes. I wanted to dance well. And so I did what I could only do. Go to classes. Day in, day out, whenever there was a class, I'd be there. Learning and learning and learning. And what's interesting is when I look back at all the people that told me, don't bother. None of them are in a position that I wanted to be in. My friend that told me don't bother to doing push-ups, he was fat. I wanted to be fit. My friends who, when it came to writing, told me don't bother. They were not writers. I wanted to write well. My friends who told me don't bother with public speaking were the kind of people who could barely structure a sentence together. They would break a sweat and perhaps break down at the thought of having to stand up and speak. I wanted to speak to millions. The friends who told me don't bother with the dance classes. Well, they knew how to move, but not smoothly. I wanted to dance smoothly. And just as I reflected and realized that none of these guys who told me don't bother lived the life that I wanted or had achieved the goal that I wanted, every single person, whether I knew them or not, every single person who was living the goal that I wanted never did and would never say, don't bother. In actual fact, what they would say is, do bother. Do. Take action. Take the step. No matter how small, move forward. Do it consistently. In their mind, for you to be able to achieve any goal, you have to be bothered. You have to do. You have to do what you can, no matter how small, you have to do it consistently. Do bother doing what you're doing. Do bother doing whatever you can. Do bother doing it consistently. Do bother doing it because every little bit counts. What you do on a daily basis may seem like nothing, but it isn't. It may seem small, but it isn't. It may seem like it's going nowhere, but it isn't. Every little bit matters. Today, I'm far fitter than when I was 10, 15 years ago. That 20 kg heavier self of mine. I just finished doing not 10, but 200 push-ups. Today, I'm a far better writer than the early days of when I started writing. And I will continue to become better because I'm going to learn to get better. Today, I'm a world-renowned speaker who speaks across 5 continents. A far cry from when I started lying in bed, speaking to myself. Today, I dance at the level that I had envisioned on the first days when I could barely distinguish left from right or be able to dance on a beat. I said all this because I know that you too have goals and dreams. You have aspirations. You perhaps have a goal which is like the mountain summit, and you're standing here at the bottom of the mountain going, how the hell am I gonna get up there? Can I even get up there? But that's not important. It's not important how you're gonna get to the top. What's important is you realizing that you must bother. For you to be able to get to the mountaintop, you must bother. You must do whatever it is that you can on a regular basis. You must be able to do it consistently. You must be able to take the step forward. No matter how small, you still move forward. You do this to progress. You might want to go across Europe on a motorbike, and yet you don't even know how to ride a bike. You might want to become a 4-star Michelin chef, and you don't even know how to preheat an oven. The point is, the only way you can get better at anything in life, the only way you can achieve any of your goals, the only way that you're able to progress and grow is to be able to do, is to bother, is to do things, is to take action, to take steps consistently. What's important isn't figuring out how you're going to get to your goal. What's important is in the consistent pursuit of your goal. The time will come when you will become better. The time will come when you achieve your goals. And at that point, when you achieve your goal, it's not because that you're a whiz kid. It's not because that you're talented. It's not because that you're lucky. It's because everyone told you, don't bother, and you decided to bother. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something valuable out of this video. If you did, make sure you hit the like button. And hey, do you have a friend who needs that little bit of push to pursue their goals and dreams? Maybe this video could help them out. Until the next episode of Kev in the Kitchen, my name is Kevin Abdulrahman. Get inspired, get informed, and get going.